I start today's episode with an appeal. A couple of weeks ago, Hurricane Melissa tore through the Caribbean, killing people and animals and devastating lives. This is Black River, a town in southwestern Jamaica. Before Hurricane Melissa struck, it was a regional hub for fishing, tourism, and local commerce. Now it's in ruins. Now, obviously, the first response has happened. The search for survivors is over, and now it's the long, hard slog back to normal. The good news is we can help. Enter Operators Without Borders, a non-profit dedicated to helping water utilities restore normal systems and services in times of crisis. Even before Hurricane Melissa had reached Cuba, Valerie Jenkinson, the founder and chair, was in the Caribbean herself and mobilizing help. Here's what Val had to say when I spoke to her. Valerie, I know you're incredibly busy right now. Thank you for finding the time to join us. We are seeing catastrophic images from Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa. From your perspective, what's the most critical hidden threat to survivors right now beyond the immediate wind and flood damage?
Well, we focus on the water sector, and there was winds over 295 kilometers an hour. And the water, I was talking to a friend who's got his wife's family lives there, and the water was over their refrigerator. So there are whole areas that look like they have been wiped out by the floods, but we're only just, as in any disaster, communications is always problematic. Roads are down, communications are down. So it takes a little while to get a full picture of what has actually happened.
So can you explain who your volunteers are and what their specific technical mission is in a disaster zone like this?
Yes. Well, we are part of the Caribbean response team. When I've talked to you guys before, it's been about Ukraine. So now we're switching from a man-made disaster to a natural disaster. And the volunteers that we have are, generally speaking, operators running utilities. And they're all volunteers. They generally take holidays to go and help in situations like this. But we also have other water professionals who are disaster specialists. For instance, Kevin Carter was running the WARN program, which is the utilities helping utilities in Florida that some people may be aware of. So he has his bags packed, he has his passport ready, and we're on standby. So as part of the response team, one of the things we don't do is just rush in, because rushing in, we then become disaster tourists. So we wait to coordinate the effort with everybody else and make sure that it's orderly, it's controlled, and we're doing the right things and we're using the right resources. Because when you go in too soon or you rush in and you're not part of coordinated effort, you're wasting resources.
Of course,
so yeah. We have been asked to be part of the rapid assessment team, which is going in and taking a look at what the immediate needs are in the ways of equipment and such like that. Following that, we're asked to make a detailed assessment of the water utilities infrastructure.
And from what happens? So when a water system goes down, what happens next? Can you paint a picture for us of the risks that families face when they can't get clean water, they can't get away from dirty water, they can't cook, there's no hygiene?
Well, the humanitarian effort is always there. I mean, the Red Cross is a UNICEF water mission, and they're well equipped to go in with bottled water, and they set up reverse osmosis. And we've often helped them because we have such fantastic volunteers, so much knowledge. We can help them set those things up. But it's not a solution. It's not a long-term solution. Our goal at Operators Without Borders is to restore services to the actual utilities as quickly as possible in both water and wastewater. And we are there to lend high-level expertise to go in and to fix things, because my guys can just about fix anything in a utility.
So what's this appeal for? Where does a listener's donation actually go? What do you spend the money on?
For basically to get them there. So we are not funded to get people to the place and accommodation and food. So we're responsible for feeding them and anything to do with their travel expenses. Unlike in many charities, Operators Without Borders funds everything. So we rely on donations to get people. And we've got a little reserve, but I'll tell you, when you're sending 15, 20, maybe 30 people, we don't know how many yet, but that money will go in an instant. Yes.
When it comes to donations, can you give us a sort of a concrete example? For example, what would it cost to get one expert operator to the Caribbean, or what critical piece of
So generally
equipment
speaking, we
comes
ask
out?
everybody to go for a minimum of 2 weeks. And that's selfish because it's the airfare is the same for 2 weeks as it is for 1 week. So we can get almost double the money. The accommodation may be tents right now. We've been told that we may be sleeping in tents. For a woman of my age, that's not necessarily a great thing, but we do what we have to do. And what we tell people, you do everything willingly and with a smile on your face. And we also say, if you're not in great physical condition, it may not be the best for you to volunteer, because this is hard, hot work, and it can be quite exhausting and long
And there's
days.
no nice hotel to go to at the end of the day. So
But generally speaking, we're looking at about $2,500 per volunteer to get them there on the planes. And if you can give us
level.
$10, $20,
Exactly.
if you are an organization that wants to sponsor a volunteer, we would be grateful for that.
Valerie, we have 1 minute left. So now, speaking directly to the audience, what is your most urgent message for anyone listening right now who wants to help?
If you are in the water sector, these are your brothers and sisters in developing countries. And our volunteers tell me that going to work in these situations often changes their life. Now, you may not be able to go and be a volunteer. You're always willing to sign up, but you can help, because these people are going to work hard. They're going to restore services, and we need your help.
Well, here I am interrupting myself on a different day. That conversation with Val took place on 30th of October. At that time, Hurricane Melissa had made landfall in Jamaica and was on its way to Cuba. 5 days after that, Typhoon Kalmegi smashed through the Philippines and Vietnam, killing hundreds of people. And just 5 days after that, Super Typhoon Fangwong devastated the Philippines again and Taiwan. Hundreds more dead, millions of people displaced. This appeal is not limited to Hurricane Melissa, and nor are Operators Without Borders. As climate change intensifies extreme weather events and makes them increasingly frequent, these volunteers need our support more than ever. As Val says, we can all help. Many drops make an ocean. My husband and I donated $50, and if you can join us, please do. We only need 49 more people to do the same, and we'll have paid for a whole operator.